This was maybe one of the best films I have seen, like a feature film that I've seen in a while in the cinema. And wow. Okay, Project Hail Mary. So I will start with the fact that before I've watched the film, I haven't looked at any reviews, I haven't looked at any synopsises or the trailer. I've seen very few parts. I've seen people posting pictures of like this that they only told me like, you need to watch the film, you'll get it. And I only knew that Ryan Gosling is acting in it, and I like his acting. I usually like the project he's casted in, so I knew that. I knew that there were a lot of talks about it being unique, but I didn't look at other details about it. Visually, the little bits that I've seen looked interesting, and I knew that the director, for a reason, decided that he will probably not put it to stream. That he's gonna keep it in the cinema and he's gonna put it for longer in the cinema, which I quite liked, because there's a lot of conversation about whether the cinema is dying or not because of streaming channels. So I thought, okay, I'll give him the respect for that, and I'm gonna go watch it in the cinema. And it took me, to be honest, a long time until I found the time to watch it. And finally, I've watched it. This is going to be packed with spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet, for some reason, one, go watch it. Two, okay, I have 9 minutes until my best. Two, save this video. I don't know if it's on this side or this side, and watch it after you watch the film and tell me if you agreed with me or not. If you've already watched it, then tell me just below if you agree with what I'm going to say now, because this is going to be full of spoilers. Oh my god, I don't know if you see that I cried during the film. I laughed during the film. There was a lot of like jokes that are very kind of pun jokes. So I don't think I'm in South Korea, so obviously I watched it in South Korea, and other than me, everyone were Koreans, and I don't think they understood many of the jokes, because when there were a lot of the jokes, I was laughing alone. And usually Koreans, when something is funny, they don't keep it inside. They like laugh out loud. But I was alone laughing with some of the jokes. Mind you, there weren't many people. There were like 3 people with me in the whole cinema. But it's I think it's like finish screening tomorrow on this cinema, so it's kind of understandable. I agree with the director for wanting to screen it specifically at the cinema. I thought it added so much to the vibe, because obviously it's all in space. You're in a space ship, you're in space outside, and viewing something like this at home, I don't think it will have the same effect. I don't think it will get you as involved as I were at that point. I think even if I would have sat a bit more to the back, it would have looked like a TV, and maybe I wouldn't have been as involved as I was while watching it. The music, the sound, oh my god! A lot of times they put just either melodies, or sometimes they will put like very known American songs, and they literally chose songs from so many countries and in so many languages. There's the part, I need to find that song. I just got out of the cinema. I didn't even have time to research that. But there's a part that when he says to him goodbye, I'm not sure what language was it. Maybe Portuguese. Maybe it was Portuguese or Romanian. Or some kind of African language. I'm not sure. I couldn't recognize the language completely. Some of the words sounded familiar, but it's not a language that I knew. So I'm very curious to check that song. It sounded beautiful. It sounded like a church song kind of vibe. I really need to find that song. It's beautiful. And then after that, it was followed later on with a beautiful Spanish song, which I really enjoyed. Well, a song in Spanish. I don't know if it's from Spain, Spanish, but Spanish language. And every time there was moments that it was like suspension there was absolute silence, and I couldn't breathe because you have these melodies in the background most of the film, and suddenly there are moments of complete silence, and I was like, I realized that I couldn't breathe. I didn't breathe because there is suspension, and on top of it, you don't have like boom, 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 boom that they sometimes do. They don't have like moments of little bit of like in there. No, there was absolute silence, nothing. And then at some point comes his breathing. So you hear just his breathing. And then I was like, okay, I can breathe a little bit. They've done the same in, what's the name? There's a film about the tsunami that they also did that. That there's a part that I couldn't breathe. There was just no sound. That it felt kind of similar to that. I really enjoyed that. The whole relationship with Rocky, I mean, how he builds the language, how they build their relationship, how the connection between them is being made, the little jokes about his characteristics, the voice that they like, even finding his voice was so realistic. I think that a lot of times when films are made about like these utopian films, and they it's either specifically very much for kids or very much for adults, and the ones that are very much for adults give you like all this kind of suspension and all this kind of oh, what's gonna be, and scary, and all these aliens, and they're gonna eat us, we're gonna die, or the world is doomed. And when it comes to kids, it's sometimes, oh, fun. And I think it was a right balance between the two, because you could see him being nervous. His reactions felt very real, at least to me. Like, I think that if I would have been in a situation like his, that, you know, what the heck is going on? What is this? A lot of his reactions were you could see that he's like, no, not doing it. That's not going to happen. No. And then the reaction is just joking about it and kind of reacting to it. It felt realistic. It felt like a proper reaction. One thing that I thought was out of place was him dancing with the mob like a person. One, it didn't feel like long enough have passed for him to do that. Two, it's not like he had a partner when he was in reality, so he just felt, I understand that they try to put there like the vibe of like Wilson vibe, or like him being alone and kind of creating an extra person, but either way it seems like he was a loner even before he went to space, so it felt a bit out of place for the character. It was cute. I don't think it was needed. I don't think it added anything, to be honest. It didn't make me haha, or you know, it felt out of place. The touch of sending, oh my god, I was like, it was brilliant. Of him sending the what he needed to send to Earth, and all of them, like 4 of them, had the Beatles song, which is kind of connects with both Yellow Submarine as well as Ground Control to Major Tom, which is like, you know, I'm going to die kind of song that is Beatles song as well. But they didn't put those, they put Come Away Home. So it's connected to kind of things of being in a submarine or in space in this case, as well as I'm not coming back, but then with the song of I'm coming back home, because they're going home, and then doing the shadow of it 4 times like the Beatles on the spaceship. Beautiful. A lot of the angles where he was shown, oh my god, I have 1 minute to talk. A lot of the parts that he was shown outside, that it has been shown not just from outside, but also what the spaceship see from there, what Rocky sees. Like, they did a great mixture of few different angles, but from different realistic places, where if a fly was there, he could have seen it, which I thought was brilliant. Loved the film. One thing, they talk about what is your target audience, and I don't think there's a person that will not enjoy this film. That's my last thing. Go watch it in the cinema. Highly, highly, highly recommend. So glad I've done it. And my bus is coming now. Yay! Okay, good timing. Perfect timing, actually. Good.